Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I am going to be showing you my top 10 favourite palettes. So this was a difficult decision. I have quite a lot of palettes. I'm a bit of an eyeshadow addict. So this is not in any particular order, these are just the top 10 that I would be really sad if I lost from my collection. So we'll start off with the ABH Norvina, the orange one. Because, well, actually my favourite colour is orange, not that my favourite eyeshadow colour is orange, but just the colours in here are just... I did actually drop this, it fell off my shelf, and this shade got a bit smooshed up. I managed to pat it back in, it's all good, it's all fine. But the colour story, it just speaks to me. It's just autumn, it's bright, you can do neutral looks with it. It's just absolutely stunning. It's just so, I mean, look at that shade there. Beautiful. So that has definitely got to be in my top 10 because, and that wasn't cheap. That was not cheap, although I did get it on offer, I believe. Let me put that behind me. I don't want to drop anything. I don't want any more accidents for my babies. So the next one would be the Bright Matte. You're going to see a theme here. I like colourful bright eyeshadow. And this one, I never thought I'd just buy a matte palette because I love my shimmers, but there's just so much that you can create with this. It's a bargain price from Beauty Bay. They are fantastically priced. And what more would you need than this? I mean, some shimmers, yes, but the colour story, just, it's got everything. If you want to do a rainbow look, that is your palette. There's just so many different shades. I mean, look how many pinks there are. Like, if you want to do a pink look, you've got options. Oh, and another bright and colourful one is the Me, Myself and Mitchell. Now, I know they've stopped selling this now, they've discontinued it, which is a real shame because it's fantastic. And I know people hate this, just showing you all of my desk. I love this mirror that is magnetic because that's just the kind of person I am. Something different. I appreciate that you did that. But again, so many colours. And this one, you know, this side, the darker, grungier side, I love it. The shimmers in here aren't my favourite. I just don't find them the easiest to work with, but the mattes, spot on, absolutely spot on. Yeah, the shimmers swatch nicely. Let me just stick my finger in a few. They swatch beautifully. But when I'm putting them on the eye, they're just a bit chunky and a bit more difficult to work with than what I like. I mean, look at the pink. Stunning. Stunning. I mean, I still use the shimmers, they're just not my favourite shimmers. Okay, next, I wanted this palette for so long. I'm so glad I have it in my collection. It's the Mercury Retrograde by Huda. And you can see why it's so popular. Like, even the name of it, the packaging is just the absolute best. Look at that packaging. What is not to love? My favourite shimmers in this. Let me just dip my fingers in. Oh, they're just beautiful. I would be very upset if I didn't have this in my collection any longer, so that definitely had to be in the top 10. Gorgeous. Next we've got a newish one, which is the Sunset Horizons Beauty Bay 20 colour palette. This is what I did my first video on. Is it what I did my first video on? Yeah, yeah it is. I knew that. Again, bright colours, we've got some darker shades in this. It's lovely. Really, really good for the price. if you're looking for a bagging palette, definitely this one. I do have some swatches of this on my Instagram, which is just Kerry Louise K. Oh, I need to use this more. Beautiful. Sorry that I'm just swatching shimmers at you, the shimmers draw me towards them. Again, I'm so glad I picked that up, and that's on offer at the minute on Beauty Bay for Black Friday. So you can grab yourself a little bag in if you haven't already got that. Next up, we've got the Venus XL2. Wanted this for the longest time, finally gave in, and I'm so glad I did. I bought it off a fellow makeup lover. And okay, so this is the first one that's not crazy and bright. It's a bit more neutral, but the colours, it's just autumn. Autumn in a palette. I'd say I was a little disappointed at the fact that there's not many mattes. How many mattes is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 mattes in this palette, and generally they are brown. I mean, there's one green. That is a matte? Yeah, that's a matte. So, yeah, if I could change anything, it'd just be that there was some different mattes. But I just think it's beautiful. Something different. It's definitely different in my collection. So I'm loving that one. Oh, this was a little bargain. The Beauty Bay Pastels Pressed Pigment Palette. Now, pastels are obviously very difficult to work with. Usually they're a bit powdery, they cover up any other shades underneath them, but this palette is perfect for using alongside other palettes to blend out colours, because they're so light, they're so pastel. It's a lot easier when you're trying to blend things out, and I know some people love it, some people hate it. It's a bit like Marmite, but I love it. I'm glad I've got it. Who doesn't love a pastel? I love a pastel. Gorgeous. Okay, the next one is going to be a bit controversial because it's from Jeffree Star, but I've had this for quite a while now, and it is definitely one of my favourites just because of the packaging and the colour story inside. I just feel like it's so different. I love greens. It's got your dark colours. I can't help it being one of my favourites. I just love this palette so much. And the Flying Saucer shade. That is one of my favourite eyeshadow colours ever. It's beautiful. Even the Alien shade, which is another green. I see a theme here. I'm liking the green. Such good quality as well. Whatever you think of Jeffree, his eyeshadows are fantastic quality. So that had to be in my top 10. I would be absolutely gutted if I didn't have that in my collection, especially now that they've discontinued it. So, next up is Sample Beauty, the Prodigy palette, the Jewel Toned edition. I didn't think I was going to like this palette as much as I do. When I saw it online, I thought, yeah, it's a pretty palette, I'd like it, it's nice, and then it arrived, and then I swatched it, and then I actually used it on my eyes, and it blew me away. It's just, you can't pick up how absolutely stunning it is unless you sat in front of it in person. I'll swatch you my favourite shades out of this, which is Diazepam, which is stunning, Tourmaline, and Appetite. These 3 shades are just my favourite out of the palette. Absolutely gorgeous. And this is on offer, I believe, as well on the Sample Beauty website at the moment and on Beauty Bay. If it hasn't already sold out, it is just stunning. Look, even the packaging's stunning. Look at it. Beautiful. And last but by no means least, because I reach for this all the time, I reached for it to do this look here with the grungy greens. She's got everything. Carnival 3, Love Tahiti. What can I say? If you don't have it, you need it. Simple as that. You've probably all seen it a million times before, but I mean, this shade here, is it the Blue Moon? Gorgeous. The greens are my favourite, especially the grungy colours like here and here. It's just so pleasing to look at. Some people can be a bit overwhelmed with palettes like this because there's just so many colours and they don't know where to go, but if you, with this one, if you look at the rows or columns, you can sort of see a theme, like the purpley pinks, the orangey reds into the browns, and then into the green and a little bit of blue. So I find the way this is laid out is a lot easier than some of the others, but if you haven't got it, I would really recommend it, because do I want to say it's my favourite palette out of all of them? Yeah, I do. That is definitely my favourite, and I'm so glad I've got it. So there you have it. There are my top 10 palettes in my collection so far. I have got a few more on the way for Christmas, so that could change. I'm hoping to use them Christmas Day, Boxing Day, the days following. I can't wait. I love new palettes. Who doesn't love a delivery? So I will keep you posted on the ones that I receive and hopefully do some looks with those. Please like, comment and subscribe. I will answer all the comments down below. Let's have a good chat in the comments. It doesn't have to be necessarily about makeup. Tell me about your Black Friday bargains. Are there any palettes that you've got in your top 10 that have been in my top 10? Is there any that you don't like that I've picked, and why? Let's have a good chat about it. Anyway, thank you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.